Hey guys, it's Dakota Sage. Welcome back to my channel. Parasocial relationships. Something I've talked about on this channel before, but I've decided to bring up again because some people got me a little nervous, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think that they realize that no matter how much they love a celebrity, that celebrity doesn't truly love them back. And they need to stop pretending like one day this person's gonna show up and sweep them off their feet. This whole thing kind of re-entered my mind when I was watching the Formula 1 race on Sunday, and I noticed that Alexandra was not shown when Charles Leclerc won the race. And maybe I just missed it, or maybe she wasn't there, but I kind of noticed that overall they show the wives and girlfriends less on camera than they used to. Like when you watch older races, they tended to show the wives and girlfriends on camera much more often, especially Nicole Scherzinger. Obviously, Nicole Scherzinger was like the queen wag. She was always super excited and celebrating with everybody, literally every time Lewis Hamilton ever did something well on the track. And because they were showing Nicole Scherzinger, it seemed like they were showing the other women as well. And maybe after Nicole was gone, they just showed less of the wags in general because she tended to be the one that was the most interesting and people would rather just see the drivers instead of their wives and girlfriends. But I do think part of the reason why the wags are being shown a lot less is the rise in female fans and a change in marketing tactics. F1 drivers used to really be marketed as like take no shit, badass, like these untouchable, really cool guys, and now they're more marketed as boyfriend material, especially on social media. And social media already enhances parasocial relationships because you get to get a glimpse into these celebrities' private lives. But especially on the F1 official accounts, it seems like they're always promoting these guys as like, oh look, he's so sweet and handsome, aren't you in love with him? And then people are like genuinely falling in love with them. And not like, oh, I love him, I really want him to win, but more like, he should never date anybody because no one will ever love him like I love him. And I'm sort of guilty of this because I'll look at a video of a guy and just be like, oh, I'm literally in love with him. Like, I included this in my last video about F1 parasocial relationships. But am I actually in love with Charles Leclerc? No, because I never met him and I'm normal. Am I going to attack Alexandra for dating him? No, because I'm fucking normal. But I think that F1 isn't showing the wags as much on camera because it's a reality check that a lot of fans don't want. And the reality is, that man is never gonna date you. It feels like rejection, and then a lot of fans direct their hurt feelings towards their girlfriend, even though she is not the reason why he's not gonna date you. I also think that society teaches women to constantly be jealous and in competition with each other, but that is a topic for another day. But these F1 drivers aren't not gonna date you because they already have girlfriends. They're not gonna date you because most of them live in Monaco, and you're not even in the right tax bracket. Like months ago, there was rumors that Lando Norris was seeing some girl, and people like flipped out on her. They dug through all her social media and ripped her to shreds because she went on a couple dates with a guy that they literally have never met in their entire lives. And they hide behind the phrase, oh, I just want what's best for him. No, you know you can't have him, so you think that nobody should. And to be completely honest, if someone hates the person a celebrity is dating that much, boy, do I have news for them about that celebrity. They're probably not gonna like them that much either. And that would be a lot easier to accept if they weren't so deep into their parasocial relationship. Side note, have to take a break real quick. When I'm at work, there's like these little statues of pilgrims, and I swear that from far away, the one looks exactly like Fernando Alonso. I'm not like crazy for thinking that, right? You guys see it too. Yeehaw! Yeah! Yeehaw! And in my other video, I compared how these Formula 1 drivers are treated to how boy band members are treated, and they're very similar. The fans are like genuinely obsessed with them. It's like those One Direction fanfictions when they would have the girl reading a book in the audience and then Harry Styles randomly invites her backstage. If you're reading a book during a race and acting disinterested, do you think that Carlos Sainz is going to invite you into the paddock? No! Also, stop stalking people, please. Like, BTS will literally never confirm if they have a girlfriend or not because they know it's going to upset their fans. And it's going to bring them bad press because these fans are then going to attack whatever girl they're dating. And this kind of thing seems to happen most of the time when the celebrity is dating someone that isn't famous. fans then get this attitude that like it should have been them, and they hate on the person even more. Andrew Garfield is a recent example where everyone was saying that his girlfriend was ugly and that he should break up with her. And she's not even ugly. And I might get shit for saying this, but they're right on the same wavelength on level of attractiveness, and they look good together, so I don't understand why people were so shocked. They did break up, and I don't know if the hate had anything to do with it, but I can imagine if you were dating someone famous and everyone in the world was calling you ugly, you'd think they'd be like, hey, stop calling my girlfriend ugly. But people were insulting a random woman because they wanted to fuck her boyfriend, even though they probably wouldn't want to fuck him if he wasn't famous to begin with. And we're literally just skimming the top with this. Of course, we have to bring up influencers. We've all seen old men in like Instagram comments that are like, you are a very beautiful girl. Let me see them titties. But streaming influencers are a lot of times literally the worst people on the internet. Twitch and Kick already piss me off because creators are manipulating kids into sending them money when they already have plenty of money. But a lot of these people are also manipulating grown-ass adults. Stupid grown-ass adults, but grown-ass adults nonetheless. Specifically, OF and other explicit creators are taking advantage of lonely men. And they're sending gifts to these influencers, and not just like a few bucks here and there. We're talking entire cars, just so they can try to get a second of attention from this creator. These men oftentimes don't have experience with actual women in the real world, and they start to see them as transactional. They send a random woman on the internet some money so that she'll say ooh woo or ara ara or whatever they jack off to these days, and they realize that it's so much easier than actually talking to a real live person. So then they start to see all women as money-driven objects and end up in an OF, Andrew Tate, alpha male podcast echo chamber, and that is just not the place that you want to be. And on one hand, I do feel bad for them because they are being manipulated into falling into this sort of trap, but on the other hand, if they just went outside and talked to like actual people, they would realize that most of this stuff isn't true. There's literally people having these parasocial relationships with fictional characters. And having a crush on a fictional character is generally harmless as long as it doesn't interfere with reality. Like the Draco Malfoy edits on TikTok, that was a little shaky, not gonna lie, but it was quarantine, you know, people were trapped in the house. Mental health was probably at an all-time low. And the shifters, I forgot about the shifters. Shifters were people that like genuinely believed that they would like shift realities and like hang out with these fictional characters. That fun fact about where I live, we actually had multiple mental hospitals in like the surrounding counties closed down during COVID and literally not open back up, and that was such a bad decision. And I'm not even saying that to like make fun of these people, they genuinely need help. And the weebs are off their shit too.
I can't believe I'm gonna have a baby with Todoroki.
Real talk, Todoroki would be the kind of person to knock up a girl while still in high school.
What? No, you wouldn't.
Yes, Luke, he would. And he already has, with that woman.
That's skank.
I think the first girl was satire. But the other guys are talking like this person is real. And hopefully they're satire too, but I can't even tell anymore. Also, I found this post on Instagram that's a screenshot of a comment that literally says, hey, so like, can you stop posting Goku on Instagram and Twitter? I have a friend who ships herself with Goku, and when she saw your accounts, she literally had a mental breakdown. Weird, sad face. I don't even know what that is. Please do everyone a favor and private yourself or delete everything. You're being selfish and insensitive. She thinks Goku hates her now and is cheating on her, so please do what's best and delete everything or go private. And then the person responded and said, dog, what? I can't even tell if it's fake. I would like to think that this isn't real to try to spare my own mental health, but something is telling me that it's probably legit. Long story short, I am once again begging people to touch grass and respectfully get help or help other people. I know parasocial relationships can seem like a harmless coping mechanism, but they're really not. They really are damaging the person and probably damaging the celebrity that they claim to love as well. But that's it for today, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, have a great rest of your day.